Hello, welcome to another edition of the Weeping Prophet by Sister Philomena. Today I will be talking about the third eyes and woman. According to the accounts of events in Genesis chapter 3, the disagreement between God and man came as a result of human's quest for power, knowledge, and authority. A flashback at the conversation between Eve and the snake. Genesis 3 verse 1 to 5. Eve told snake that God commanded them to eat the fruit of any tree in the garden except the tree in the middle of it. God told them not to eat the fruit of that tree or even touch it. If they do, they will die. Meaning that God had already told them the consequence of their disobedience, that is death. That the punishment for disobeying God's orders is death was not a problem for them. A creature in the form of a snake confused Eve. But the question here is, was Eve actually being deceived? How come that God's advice, instructions, and regulations for them were ignored? Was Eve just being carried away by the smooth thoughts of the snake, or that she really wants to be like God and know what is good and what is bad? The bottom line here is that Eve is interested in being like God and knows what is good, knowing what is good and what is bad. As the Bible says, test all spirits. You will agree with me that the bone of contention here is disobedience. Obedience is very important to God. Will you remember the fight in heaven? Lucifer disobeyed God, took his position as the leader of the singing ministry in heaven for granted. His beauty went into his head. He believed that he has so many followers and who would join him and fight to dethrone God. But the commander of the military regiment in heaven, Archangel Michael, defeated him, and the rest of the stories are still being told till now. As far as God is concerned, obedience is better than sacrifice. Come to think of it, in Genesis 1 verse 26, it says, "And now we will make human beings that will be like us and resemble us, that will have power over the fish, the birds, and all animals, domestic and wild, large and small." So God in 27 says, so God created human beings, making them to be like himself. So what is all this quest to be like God for, when we are already like him? The snake knew that Eve is so emotional and was adored by her husband. It also knew that she was an easy target. You remember when God caused Adam to fall into a deep sleep? He took one of his ribs and made Eve. When God brought her to him, everything on her was so beautiful. Everything was at the right proportion, at the right place, perfect and beautiful. Adam declared, "Woe, man!" And this woe, she was so beautiful that Adam said, "Woe!" And that's how he got the name for Eve, woman. This woe from Adam came as a result of attributes of her beauty. Exactly that was used against Adam and then God. Eve ate this fruit and gave it to her husband. At the time Eve ate it. The transformation is not yet completed. Adam has the opportunity to stop the end reaction, but he failed. Although he knew that was forbidden, but he was playing love, still imprisoned in Eve's beauty. After eating it, the veil on their eyes were lifted, and they knew that they were naked, meaning they now have the knowledge of the good and the bad. In other words, this thing called third eyes was activated in the Garden of Eden. The extraordinary eyes added to their human eyes, the eyes that saw beyond ordinary, beyond the horizon, the eyes that exposed to them that they were naked, the eyes that exposed them to God, the eyes that made them see themselves naked, the eyes that brought about the anger of God upon them, the eyes that made them to be chased out from the Garden of Eden, the eyes that cost them their immortality, for death was assigned to follow them, the eyes that prevented them from eating again from the tree of life. In conclusion, when you take a look at what are going around in our world, you will notice that the sins of our forefathers are still going around the world like a chain reaction. Most humans are still playing God. I really don't want to talk so deep on this topic today. I just want to make it clear to all of us that if you are making use of the third eye, please stop. It is not Christian-like. It led Adam and Eve out of the Garden of Eden, and long life was taken away from them and replaced with death. Run to God through Christ. Now is the time. Tomorrow may be too late for you. Remember, death don't give invitation cards to people. Prepare yourself. Live a good Christian life. Be holy like your Father in heaven. I heard you say that's impossible. Oh no, with God, all things are possible. God bless you and bless me. From Sister Philomena, the Weeping Prophet.